2022 Western Conference Finals. We have a new king out west, GOAT King LeBron James, and Steph Curry that's going to get dethroned for good. Okay, I get it. Warriors missed the playoffs in 2020. Warriors had Klay Thompson out. The Warriors played in the play-in tournament. They were technically not in the playoffs, but the Warriors are at full strength. The Warriors are here to defend their crown. Only one GOAT King LeBron will dethrone the Warriors finally, at last, this year. And that's what we see happening right now. Because GOAT King LeBron, in his career, is 1-3 against the Warriors. Golden State Warriors has Gematria 13. Nets has Gematria 13. LA having Gematria 13. GOAT LeBron, 43 playoff series wins later after he defeated the Cavaliers. After he defeated the Warriors, I should say. 13 playoff series wins later for his 42nd playoff series win after his 29th playoff series win is when he's going to beat the Warriors. Again, to be 2-3 in the postseason against Golden State. Because he's from Akron. So is Steph Curry. Akron is Gematria 23. It is Steph that is Gematria 23. Steph Curry, LeBron's going to be 2-3 against. It's GOAT King LeBron that's about to be the king of the West. King has Gematria 23. MJ having Gematria of 23. GOAT King LeBron defeating Steph Curry. Both Akron, Ohio natives. GOAT King LeBron will be 2-3 against the Warriors in the postseason when it's all said and done. For GOAT King LeBron James. Steph Curry would finally be dethroned in the West. It is Steph Curry right now in his career that is on a 17 series winning streak against the West. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Steph Curry is going to be 17-0 against the Western Conference before he loses to the Western Conference with a 17-0 winning streak against the Western Conference. Because the Lakers last won the championship at the bubble. It's NBA that is Gematria 17. The Warriors lost to Toronto. Toronto is Gematria 17 in abbreviations. Steph Curry has won 17 games in the NBA Finals in his career. It is the Lakers. It is the Lakers. All time against the Warriors. Have won a total of 6 playoff series against the Warriors. The Warriors will be 1-7 when they lose to the Lakers. For the Lakers to end the Warriors' 17 series winning streak against the Western Conference. Likewise, the Lakers would be 7-1 against the Warriors. It's GOAT LeBron that's gonna be 7-2. What's that? 7-1 against his playoff opponents with the LA Lakers. Steph Curry, for his career, the winning streak, ever since he last lost to the Western Conference. 7-1. 15-1. He's 18-2, Steph Curry. He's going to be 20-2 before face off the Lakers because GOAT King LeBron's going to tie the 20-2 life path 20 months after winning at the bubble. So, Steph Curry going 20-2 since that time mirrors the life path numerology of Kobe Bryant and the Lakers' next championship 20 months later. So this means the streak ends during the 23rd series since his last loss in the Western Conference against the LA Clippers. He'll be 20-3 since that time, when he loses to the greatest basketballer. Greatest basketballer has Gematria 203. Stephen Curry would be 20-3 in the postseason to lose his next series against the Western Conference for a difference of 17. GOAT King LeBron would face the Brooklyn Nets after this. The Brooklyn Nets has Jumanji of 203, and he's about to tie Magic Johnson, who won his 5th ring against the Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons has Jumanji of 203. 20-3. Stephen Curry will be, ever since his last loss against the West, to lose against the West once again. That 17 playoff series for Golden State, beating the West, 4 wins for each of those opponents, adding up to 68. Once again, Steph has gematria of 68. The streak ends against the West when the Warriors are at 71 wins, because LeBron is about to be 7-1 playoff series-wise with the Lakers after he beats the Warriors. The Phoenix Suns having gematria 71. The Lakers are the next team to win the West when LeBron 7-1 in the postseason. Toronto Raptors, the last team to beat Golden State, has gematria 71. Draymond Green has gematria 71. GOAT King LeBron will be the greatest of all time when all this happens. Notice how the Lakers in the playoffs, in total, as a team, when it's all said and done, 24-11, 35 games. The Lakers would have 26 wins before the comeback, to complete the comeback against the Warriors down 3-2, because once again, LeBron down 2-3. King gematria 23, Steph gematria 23, Akron gematria 23. Stephen Curry would be 3-2 against GOAT King LeBron. Magic Johnson, number 32. I think the Lakers will be coming off a win against the Utah Jazz. It's Utah Jazz that has gematria 32. Its greatest. It's Magic Johnson that wore number 32. And the Lakers LeBron last beat the Warriors on Father's Day. Father's has gematria 32. So Stephen Curry going a perfect 17-0 before he loses to the Warriors. Stephen Curry's Western opponents are 1-17 when they end the drought. The Lakers win their 18th championship this year when the streak against the West ends against the 18th opponent since then. Because once again, it's NBA that has gematria 17. 17 straight opponents in the West they beat. Jazz having gematria of 18. I think the Lakers will be coming off a win against the Utah Jazz when in the 18th playoff series for the Warriors against the West during the streak would see the streak end, because end as gematria 23. This is why LeBron is 2-3 against the Warriors when GOAT King LeBron James is king of the West when he dethrones Stephen Curry. It is the Warriors' opponents in the Western Conference that would be 1-17 against the Warriors to end the streak, having last lost to Toronto because Toronto's gematria 117. At this moment, 1-17 against the Warriors for the West to end the streak. GOAT King LeBron James. This is when the GOAT LeBron coronation happens again. It was the Cavs, the 57-win Cavs, that came back against the 73-win Warriors. We're seeing history repeat itself. King LeBron James coronation, the end of the Warriors dynasty, to be 1-17 against the Warriors for the West. The King LeBron James prophecy for his second Warriors comeback. The Warriors' NBA Finals streak officially comes to an end with a healthy team. Klay Thompson is back. Everybody is healthy. The last 2 years are asterisks. They don't mean anything. This is the year when it's really about who dominates the Western Conference. And GOAT King LeBron is about to end the streak in the Western Conference for the Golden State Warriors. The streak ends for the Warriors. Perfect 17-0 streak. 17-1. Crowned king of the Western Conference, GOAT King LeBron James. Crowned King James. The last time he beat the Warriors was when he ended the Cleveland drought. GOAT LeBron, 6-2 in Game 7. Will be 7-2 in Game 7s for his career. Because GOAT King LeBron He won 42 games during his first stint with the Cavaliers. His 30th game for his 72nd overall victory with the Cavaliers. His 72nd playoff win with the Cavs for his 30th win in his return ended up winning the Cavs their championship. So this is why LeBron will be 7-2 in Game 7s when he defeats the Warriors, because he won his 72nd playoff game with the Cavs when he ended the title drought. When he had that legendary comeback, when he's about to tie Mr. Michael Jordan, where he's going to play exactly like he did when he won the championship at Orlando, Florida. He's about to face Kevin Wayne Durant in the NBA Finals. He's about to win on the birthday of the real King James of Scotland on June the 19th. GOAT LeBron really shows he's the greatest NBA player ever. GOAT LeBron absolutely does. So GOAT King LeBron James. 7 wins against the Warriors, 15 losses. Stephen Curry is 15-7 against GOAT King LeBron. When the Cavs, when the Lakers are down 3-2, when the GOAT King LeBron and Alexa is down 3-2, the Warriors would have 18 wins with Stephen Curry against LeBron. LeBron would be at 9 wins against Stephen Curry when it's all said and done. Crowned King LeBron. Stephen Curry 18-9 against GOAT King LeBron, when GOAT King LeBron is down 3-2 against the Warriors. Greatest NBA player, crowned King James. Stephen Curry's 18-9 against GOAT King LeBron James before GOAT King LeBron wins his 10th and 11th game against Stephen Curry. He doesn't win the 19th game against GOAT King LeBron, Stephen Curry. He remains stuck at 18 wins against GOAT King LeBron. The 18th playoff series against the West for the streak to end will happen because it's upset that has gematria of 18. The Warriors are dethroned out West. Their 17 playoff series win streak will come to an end in the 18th playoff series since then, as GOAT King LeBron wins the Lakers the 19th championship. Outside of Cleveland, GOAT King LeBron won 55 games with the Heat. Right now, he's at 18 wins with the Lakers. He's 12 wins away from winning the Western Conference. GOAT LeBron's 85th win outside of Cleveland in the playoffs is going to happen to beat Stephen Curry. Curry's gematria of 85, basketball's gematria of 85. GOAT King LeBron would make it to NBA Finals where he's trying to tie Kobe, who won his 5th ring against Boston. Crowning Coronado has gematria of 85. GOAT King LeBron is at 83 wins outside of Cleveland in the playoffs when he's down 3-2. City of San Francisco, the Detroit Pistons. LeBron chasing Magic. He won his 5th ring against the Pistons. Collapse has gematria of 83. Notice how Stephen Curry was 8-3 in the postseason when GOAT King LeBron came back. Very fitting by the numbers. You see Stephen Curry. You see GOAT King LeBron when he came back against the Warriors. Oh, what was it? Yeah. Hold on a second. So Stephen Curry's postseason record. Notice how Stephen Curry is 18-4 in the postseason right now. King James coronated city of Akron, Ohio. This has everything to do with GOAT King LeBron's playoff wins when he's down against the Warriors. He has 174 right now. He's going to win the first round, the second round. GOAT King LeBron is at 184 playoff wins when he's down 3-2 against the Warriors. King James coordinated, he comes back. Book of Revelation, gematria of 185. GOAT King LeBron is one game away from beating the Warriors once again. Mr. King LeBron James, gematria of 186 for his 186th playoff win. To win 7 out of his 8 first playoff series with the GOAT King LeBron and Alex Shaw. Notice how the Lakers are 60-8 in Game 7s all time. The Warriors' winning streak against the West ends at 17 series. When GOAT King LeBron with the Lakers wins the Lakers their 17th Game 7 for the winning streak against the West to end at 17. For GOAT King LeBron in the LLX shot to be 7-1 in the playoffs against the Warriors. For the Warriors to be 1-7 in the playoffs against the Lakers. Once again, all these references on top are real. Once again, LeBron 7-1 in the postseason with the GOAT King LeBron LLX Shaw when he defeats the Warriors. The Toronto Raptors, the last team to beat Golden State. Phoenix Suns, the last team to win the West without the Warriors in the playoffs. Greatest of all time. All symbolic tributes. Check out Stephen Curry's win-loss record right now. Stephen Curry. So he's going to remain at 88 wins against GOAT King LeBron James. When GOAT King LeBron beats Stephen Curry again for the first time since Game 7 of the NBA Finals in 2016. LeBron will end up winning the championship 88 weeks after he won at the bubble, because Magic won his 5th ring during the 88 NBA Finals, the 1988 NBA Finals. So that's why the Warriors have to remain at 88 wins when it's all said and done, when we see the crowning of GOAT King LeBron James. So yes, the Warriors will be at 88 wins when GOAT LeBron comes back. So Stephen Curry in the playoffs. He's going to be 19-4. Second Warriors comeback to March of 194. Stephen Curry would be 20-4 in the postseason to make it to the conference finals. Again, GOAT King LeBron wins the championship 20 months later after 20-2 lifepath Kobe Bryant. He's going to tie 20-2 lifepath Kobe Bryant. 20 months after he won the championship at the bubble. It's the streak that ends when Stephen Curry's at 20 playoff series wins. Stephen Curry is 20-4 because about what is about to happen during this rematch. Another Warriors collapse. Warriors collapse. Walt Disney World. The Lakers are going to play like the team that won the title at the bubble. City of San Francisco, California. And a new king of the West for GOAT King LeBron James. The new king of the West is ready to dethrone Stephen Curry. It is Stephen Curry that is 20-5 playoff series wise in his 25th playoff series against the NBA's GOAT. Hello, Lakers! NBA's GOAT, gematria 25. GOAT King LeBron James. GOAT LeBron. He sends Stephen Curry to 20-5. The greatest player, GOAT King LeBron James. LeBron Raymond James with the psychic Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans. Anthony Davis. Stephen Curry is 20-5 in the postseason. He's 20-5. When he loses the GOAT King LeBron James, the greatest player in the history of the world. The crowning of GOAT King LeBron James. He kept the Warriors at 88 wins in 2016 at 73 win team. Stephen Curry remains at 88 playoff series wins when this thing goes Game 7, if my game projection is correct. GOAT King LeBron is 20-5. It is Stephen Curry that's 20-5 in the postseason when the GOAT King LeBron prophecy relives himself again. He's dethroned in the Western Conference. GOAT LeBron would be 8-7 against the West in his career. 3-6 in the finals before joining the Lakers. 6-6, 6-7. GOAT King LeBron is 8-7 against the West when he enters the conference finals. King James coronation. 2 rings with the Heat. 1 with the Cavs. Enormous, humongous comeback. 3 rings with the GOAT King LeBron. Alex Shaw. Steph having gematria of 87. 8-7 against the West before he beats the Warriors. GOAT King LeBron, 9-7 against the West is when the LeBron prophecy happens once again. When GOAT King LeBron dethrones the Warriors in the Western Conference. There's a new king in the West. It's GOAT King LeBron James to send Stephen Curry to 20-5 in the postseason. GOAT King LeBron James. Stephen Curry would be 10-5 without Kevin Durant. The Golden State Warriors, King LeBron prophecy. We see it again. The area code of LA. 213. 2 rings with the Heat. 1 with the Cavs. 3 with the Lakers. Stephen Curry, 10-4 without Kevin Durant before GOAT King LeBron is coronated King of the West. Coronated King of the West is gematria 104. GOAT King LeBron's last Game 7 occurred against the Celtics. The Celtics. When he won his 156th game for his career. LeBron was 8-5 series-wise with the Cavs during his first stint. 11-6, and GOAT LeBron was 15-6 series-wise when he last beat Stephen Curry. So, he last faced off against the Boston Celtics during his last Game 7. He faces Stephen Curry again. He was 15-6 playoff series-wise with the Cavaliers when he won that championship. His next Game 7 happens right after beating the Celtics. Right after he won his 156th playoff game against the Celtics. 15-6 playoff series record with the Cavs was when he last beat Stephen Curry. So GOAT King LeBron, 0-1, 4-1, 4-2. GOAT King LeBron's gonna be 7-2 playoff series wise since his last Game 7 to be 7-2 in Game 7s. LeBron's 72nd playoff win with the Cavs occurred when he defeated Stephen Curry. It's clear what we're about to see here with GOAT King LeBron. 7-2 in Game 7. When he's crowned King James once again. When the Warriors are dethroned out west. They're 17-1. The Warriors against the West. The streak ends at 17 in the 18th playoff series in an upset. I think right after the Lakers defeat the Jazz. NBA having gematria 17. At 2-3, GOAT King LeBron. Both Curry and LeBron are from Akron. Steph gematria 23-68. 17 series, 4 wins each. The streak ends at 71 wins. It does. The streak ends at 74 wins. At 71 is what I should say. So Stephen Curry will fail to win the 72nd game against GOAT King LeBron James. He ain't the greatest player. He isn't. The 23rd playoff series since his last loss against the West. Stephen Curry's 20-3. To lose the GOAT King LeBron, the greatest basketballer ever. LeBron's can play like the guy that won 68 games for the Lakers in the bubble in 2020 to win the title. We all know what the 18-9 is all about with the comeback happening with Stephen Curry at 18-9 against GOAT King LeBron. Lakers are 16-8 in Finals Game 7s. The 25th Finals Game 7 against Golden State. LeBron last faced off against Stephen Curry on June the 19th. 19-1 in 2016. The last time he eliminated Stephen Curry was on a 16-7-day numerology. And Stephen Curry, born March 14 of 1988, 26-8, is a 16-7 life path numerology. GOAT King LeBron, 16 playoff series later after beating the Warriors on a 16-7 day is when GOAT King LeBron defeats Stephen Curry again. So 13 playoff series later, GOAT King LeBron defeats the Warriors to face the Nets, because Golden State Warriors and Nets having gematria 13. LeBron at that point was at 1-3 against Golden State before he becomes 2-3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You get that right. 4, 8, there's 12, there's 13, 14, 15, 16. The 16 playoff series for GOAT King LeBron since beating the Stephen Curry on a 16-7-day numerology is when he defeats the Warriors. And that means GOAT King LeBron is 13-3 since that time. Stephen Curry since losing to GOAT King LeBron. (11-1), 12-1, 13-1. He's 13-1 since beating GOAT King LeBron James, Stephen Curry. Since losing the GOAT King LeBron James, he's 13-1 since losing the GOAT King LeBron, because GOAT King LeBron won his 131st game of his career to defeat the Warriors. So LeBron's 131st playoff win occurred to upset the Warriors in Game 7 of the NBA Finals in 2016, because the comeback Cavs is gematria 131, and Stephen Curry's playoff series record would be 13-1 before facing off against GOAT King LeBron to lose the GOAT King LeBron again. NBA Finals run gematria 131. The last team to beat Stephen Curry in the West in the playoffs is the Clippers, and that will be when Curry's gonna choke. Stephen Curry, 13-2 playoff series record since losing to LeBron. LeBron, Raymond James, LA Lakers comeback. Walt Disney, the Lakers gonna play like the team that won at Disney. The Warriors NBA Finals streak ends. The King LeBron James prophecy 132. Crowned King and Michael Jeffrey Jordan. LeBron's 12-3 ever since the finals with the Cavaliers. Before he beats the Warriors again, because it's Cavaliers that's got gematria of 123. The Cavaliers. Stephen Curry, 5-1 record in the conference finals. For his first loss since he lost to the Cavaliers. His first playoff loss since losing to the team from losing to the Toronto Raptors. It's the Raptors as gematria 50. Curry's 5-0 in the conference finals. I think the Lakers will be coming off of Utah. It's San Francisco that's gematria 50. Curry's 5-0 in the conference finals. It's Michael Jordan. Michael's gematria 51. So those are all your 51 connections there with all of this. The Cavaliers also have gematria 51. Okay, ever since beating the Celtics during his last Game 7, GOAT King LeBron James, that was when he was at 156 playoff wins. When he last won a Game 7. So 30 wins later for GOAT King LeBron James since that Game 7 is when he wins his next Game 7. LeBron in Corona gematria of 30. The Warriors are going to be 6-6 at San Francisco. 1-1, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, 4-5. So that means they'll be 5-5 and then 6-5, and then the Warriors are 6-6 in the playoffs at Oakland because they lose to LeBron. They lose to LeBron, who's taking his crown. Lakers gematria 66, Bulls gematria 66. The Lakers are 17-8 in their 25th Game 7 as a franchise in Curry's 25th playoff series against the LA Lakers. Once again, because LA Lakers has gematria of 25. And the NBA's GOAT has gematria of 25. LeBron's playoff record outside of Cleveland, 14-2 with the Heat. He was 18-2, now 18-3. GOAT King LeBron, 20-3 in the postseason outside of Cleveland. Again, this not only ties into Curry, but also with GOAT LeBron, greatest basketballer, Brooklyn Nets, Detroit Pistons. LeBron would be 21-3 outside of Cleveland when he beats the Warriors for the first time since on the birthday of the real King James. You see that? You see that? Again. King LeBron prophecy, crowning of King James coronation, new king of the West. GOAT LeBron's 21-3 against playoff opponents outside of the Western Conference to win 2 rings with the Heat, 1 with the Cavs, 3 with the Lakers. The Cavs were the 33rd team to be down 3-2. Teams that were down 3-2 when LeBron won the championship were 1-32, forming the 132. This is the whole significance of Steph Curry being 13-2 against GOAT King LeBron. To lose to LeBron again ever since teams in facing a 3-1 deficit in the finals were 1-32. So 132, the 1-32. First team to do it in the 33rd attempt. 13-2, Stephen Curry in the playoffs when he loses to LeBron again. In LeBron's last Game 7. May the 27th, 27 is 9, 2018 is 11. That is a 25-7-day numerology. GOAT LeBron would win his next Game 7 during Stephen Curry's 25th playoff series appearance in his career. That's a key thing to note. LeBron is about the time Michael Jordan 25 years later. Now, Stephen Curry, his total wins against the West during this streak. That's 4, 8, 12, and 3. 16-3, 20-6. 32-6. 35-7. 39-10. 43-12. 47-14, 51-14. So Stephen Curry has a total of 51 wins against the West during this streak right now. LeBron Raymond James has gematria of 51. Michael having gematria of 51. He's at 55. He's at 59 wins when he faces off against GOAT King LeBron again. Remember, Akron, Ohio has gematria 52. LeBron's 52nd playoff series would happen. He would face the Warriors after 52 prior playoff series. So that's the whole thing to note with Cleveland's 52-year drought. In prophecy once again. But GOAT King LeBron in the 53rd playoff series is going to shock the world. At the Bay Area. Bay Area has gematria 53. Now, what is significant about Bay Area in comeback having gematria of 53 and 26? Well, side note. GOAT King LeBron defeated the Celtics in his last Game 7. This is when he 7-1 the playoffs with the Lakers. They last lost the Toronto Raptors, and they last lost the Phoenix Suns. So GOAT LeBron, when he last defeated the Warriors, he had 131 wins. His 186th win would defeat the Warriors. So that's a total of 55 wins later that GOAT King LeBron would beat Steph Curry once again. With Anthony Davis, because Davis is to match up 55. His first Game 7 since beating the Seas. We could see a San Francisco-LA matchup after the 49ers-Rams NFC Championship, because 49ers is to match up 55. So this means the Lakers would be at GOAT King LeBron, when he's down 3-2, would be at 53 postseason wins since he clinched the title for Cleveland against Steph Curry. And this is why a comeback is happening precisely at that moment in time. Brooklyn Nets has gematria of 170. The Warriors are 17-0 against the West during this streak. And then they lose to be 17-1. This means the Lakers, after defeating the Warriors in their 17-0 streak, will face off against the Brooklyn Nets. It's all but official. 170 gematria Brooklyn Nets. It's official. We know what's about to happen now. Because the Cleveland Cavaliers shocked the world in 2016, the GOAT King LeBron Alexa will shock the world as well. To be 7-1 in the playoffs with the Lakers, GOAT King LeBron. 17-0 before the Warriors. The Lakers defeat them before facing off against the Brooklyn Nets. Again, because GOAT LeBron is crowned King James when this happens before facing off against the Brooklyn Nets. 72nd playoff win with the Cavs, won the title. 7-2 in Game 7s. 7-2 playoff series record since beating the Celtics with the Cavaliers. It's a strong connection. A super strong connection. Steve Kerr, born September 27, which is 9 of 1965, which is 21. He's a 21-3 lifepath numerology. They don't get that 20th playoff series win. The Warriors are 2-1 to begin their postseason record ever since their return to Oakland to win 2 out of 3 series. The 42nd playoff game between the Lakers and the Nets at 35 games right now would happen for LeBron to win his 40th playoff series, because LeBron James is gematria 42. He defeats the Warriors. He beats them again. Just like the Oracle. The Oracle. He last beat the Warriors on a birthday of King James. He can do the same in the NBA Finals this time around. GOAT King LeBron James. The Lakers win their 28th playoff game against the Nets. The Nets in crown, having gematria 28. There's a new king out west, GOAT King LeBron James. "40 games between the Warriors and the Lakers before GOAT King LeBron comes back. Brooklyn gematria 40. The NBA's GOAT having gematria 40. The LA Lakers having gematria of 40. Steph Curry was at 36 playoff wins He lost his 22nd playoff game to the Cavs to lose the championship. GOAT King LeBron is 26 win against the West with the LA Lakers is going to occur. The comeback's going to happen when he's at 24 wins against the West, because Magic has DeMontre 24, and then he was last down. He last came back from a deficit against Steph Curry when he was with the Cavs. So Cavs has DeMontre 24, and so does Durant, because Durant, DeMontre 24 and 78, and LeBron would win 7 out of his 8 first playoff series. The Lakers be at 24 wins against the West when they come back. LeBron about to chase Magic. That's where wins 25 and 26 against the West come into play. LeBron's last game 7 against the West was against the San Antonio Spurs. Now, Stephen Curry with 51 playoff games right now. He's at 59. He's at 59 before facing the chosen one, GOAT King LeBron. The chosen one, DeMontre 59, 131. 13-1 playoff series record since LeBron's 131st playoff win with the comeback Cavs. So this means Stephen Curry, during this streak, would win 62 games against the West. Jordan having DeMontre 62. Comeback Cavaliers has DeMontre 62. Oakland, California was where LeBron last defeated Stephen Curry. This is where we get the 26th playoff win against the West for GOAT King LeBron in a Laker uniform against Golden State. LeBron last won the conference title against the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets DeMontre 62. San Antonio Spurs were the last team to win the conference. The Chase Center having DeMontre 62. The streak ends at 62 right here. Michael Jordan. The Lakers' 92nd playoff series win against Golden State. Kawhi Anthony Leonard. The Book of Revelation. Was this the end of the Warriors back then? No, it was not. Notice how Stephen Curry's opponents at the time of this streak against the West, so 7-1 and 15-1 and then 18-2. So during this streak, when he lost to the Raptors, Stephen Curry's opponents were 2-18. Kawhi Anthony Leonard, the Book of Revelation. The Lakers' 92nd playoff series win in Los Angeles to defeat the Warriors. King James the Greatest, his magical NBA title. The Warriors collapsed again. GOAT King LeBron, the Lakers shocked the world. It's happening, folks. It's happening. It absolutely is happening. It is happening. It will. It absolutely is. The Lakers are 20-5. Opponents are 1-17 out west against the Warriors when this streak ends. 17-1, GOAT King LeBron, new king in the West. It's official. It's official that this happens when the Warriors are at 17-0 against the West. It's 17-1. 17-1 is when this all changes. Crowned King James. It's official. It's official. Yeah, it's legit. It really is legit, folks. Okay, the Warriors conference record. 8-7, 9-8, 10-9, 11-10, 12-11, 13-12, 13-14. 14-15, 15-16, 15-17, 19-17, 36 playoff series. 22-18, their playoff series record at the Bay Area. Their 18th playoff series loss at the Bay Area was to the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is why GOAT King LeBron defeats the Warriors again to end their winning streak against the West at 17 in the 18th playoff series en route to the 18th championship. Now, that's official. The Chase Center opened on September the 6th of 2019. 2019 is 12, 12 is 3. That is an 18-9-day numerology. We all know what is about to happen for GOAT King LeBron James. The Warriors' winning streak against the West will come to an end. It will all come to an end right now. So will they go 62-19 during this whole time? Will they lose 5 games in the postseason? I'd say Steve Kerr is at 31 losses before the Lakers come back. He's trying to tie Magic. He's trying to tie Kobe. Last came back when he was with Cleveland when they were the 33rd team to be down 3-1. It's the Heat who the Lakers last beat for the championship. They last won at Disney, the Lakers. GOAT King LeBron is obviously the GOAT. And it's also Curry that has gematria of 31. So I think they're due for loss 32 and loss 33 for the Warriors to lose their 18th and 19th games for the Lakers, who are about to repeat for their 19th championship. So how many losses would that be since 2015-2016? That'd be 19 by the numbers.